Hello, welcome to Attack on Titan Freedom War Trainee Corps. I will be your trainee instructor, Juniimurr, and, well, let's just get started. Okay, so, I'm assuming you've, completed the tutorial for the game, but, if you haven't, Q is to hook with your left hook, E is to hook with your, right hook. If you're hooking and hold space, you gas boost. See that secondary trail behind me? That is gas boost. Now, if you see down here in the bottom left, that is how many blades you have. If I press F, I can drop them. Normally, I think practice mode is bugged, because I can't drop them. Then also your gas and your blade durability right there. So you can refill if you see these stations. There's also this, but I will go over that in another video. So, oh yeah, along with that, if you press A while grappling, that will swerve you left, you'll orbit left and then right for D. Pretty simple, right? And then one last thing for ODM gear is if you're swinging, then hold C while you're hitting the ground. You'll lose all your momentum. So see if I'm swinging around here, right? And then I want to go over here. See how long that takes to fully stop. But if I'm doing the same thing and I do it and then I press C, see that just stops it. That's about it for this section. Alright, so at the bottom of your screen, bottom middle, you'll have 2 items normally, but 3 because of the winter event, that being Hot Coca. You have 3 charges on this per stage, and it heals passive 2 HP. Pretty useful, but you're not going to have it forever, so just focus on the first 2 things. First, we have the flare gun. It has 6 different flares, and we will go over what they do now. The green flare marks all allies within a very large radius, okay? That's all you need to know about that one, and then next up, alright, the next flare we have is the red flare. Shooting this flare marks all enemies within a certain area, such as the titans down there, enemy shifters, which, is only if they're revealed, which I'll go over in a moment, as well as first interior squadron members for the later stages in the game as of now. Alrighty, next up is the black flare. Now this flare is not something you'll be using all too often compared to the other 2, but it can be useful. Not exactly able to showcase it right now, but when you shoot it, it will mark abnormal titans such as crawlers, spinners, divers, and aberrants. See, the good thing about that is if you see a horde of mindless, like let's say this, but like triple, if you see a horde of them and no abnormals around, if you shoot that and you see that one of them is marked as black, it means that it is a spinner. Spinners, when they get close to you, will start tweaking and do a lot of damage if you're not, prepared for them, because they jump scare you. So having that extra information before you actually face the horde can be, very useful for your strategy to take it down. Like, you would want that thing to run away from the horde so you could take it down first before tackling the otherwise average horde of mindless titans. Alright, after that is the flare that you will probably never use, the yellow flare. So, the yellow flare marks a area, just like how objectives do in the main game, but it is, not exactly useful. See, it marks the area, but it's got the same duration as all the other flares, so why wouldn't you just, I don't know, say to go somewhere? Because most of the maps are pretty, self-explanatory. If you're trying to mark a specific area for any reason, it wouldn't make much sense. Like, if you're being chased by a horde, you would just shoot a purple flare because you're in need of help, right? Because, as we'll go over in a moment, that's what it's used for. So there'd be no reason to mark this. And the only reason I could see why you would mark something is for one of the later stages with a very special titan. Some of you may know it, it's the Dino Fritz Titan, but if you don't, then do not fret, because I will go over it in either, the next video or just in a future video, so I wouldn't worry all too much about it. Alright, the next flare we have is the purple flare. The purple flare marks yourself for all your allies and I believe unrevealed enemies. So do be cautious when using it if you do think, the only other people alive or the people nearest to you are enemies and you're trying to stay hidden, okay? But if you're let's say you're out in the field, right? There's a group of titans on you. You're out of gas. Pretend this is depleted. You shoot that flare, then you click down here, or use a numpad if you have that. My keyboard doesn't, and it makes it so you can get grabbed by other players. So like if someone came up to me, they could press G, I believe it is, to pick me up, and I'd be on the back. So they could carry me back to HQ, and I could refill on my gas. See, pretty useful tool. Pretty useful tool. All right, now, last but not least, we have the blue flare. Now the blue flare is quite useful. See, it marks all the refills. This is very useful if you're, hold up, if you're on an expedition and you have some of these, either a gas or a blade cart. These are also marked by the flare, but I just forgot to get one before I shot the flare. So, you know, I'm not exactly smart. But let's say, like, it's being hidden behind these trees, right? There's two titans beefing over there. You're almost out of blades, right? You're trying to assist the attack titan in taking down the female. You shoot that flare and you see, oh wait, there's blades over there, because there's not going to be blades anywhere else because you're on an expedition, you know? So you come over here and this is a gas card, and you get your gas to go finish off the female titan, you know? And win once and for all. It's helpful sometimes, especially if you're newer to the game and you don't know where all the refills are, because it can help, you know, get used to that, so you know where to refill if you're low on gas or blades. Just generally a very useful flare, but if I'm gonna be honest, you're only ever gonna be using this one, and this one, okay? So 3 of these flares kind of redundant, but if you have a specific situation that you think you could use them in, use them. Like, there's no harm in doing it. Alright, on to the next thing is horses. We have a speed horse. This is the base horse everyone gets. It can go 30 speed, as you see in the bottom right. And it has, you know, a fine amount of stamina. We can ride this around for a bit. I'll probably speed this footage up so you can see how long it takes for the stamina to deplete. Alright, so that was about the stamina of this horse. Once it has the stamina run out, which you can see at the bottom, you probably saw the bar slowly depleting and going inwards during that clip. If you didn't, well, it's down there. It's normally white, but as it's refilling, it's red, unless, you know, like if I go full speed and then just stop, I won't be penalized to only being able to go at 20 speed maximum. It doesn't matter all too much, just keep going maximum speed until you can. If you see a horde of titans, maybe then think about it more, but you know, it's not all too much of a thing to worry about. But next up is the black horse. Now this is the horse you'll see a lot more people riding, because it's pretty good. So see down in the bottom right, it can go 40 speed, and as far as I'm aware, it has pretty decent stamina. We'll speed up the clip once again. Alright, as you can see, pretty good horse. It does have the same speed maximum when you're on, you know, cooldown, I suppose, which is 20. But it's a pretty good horse. It's, you know, pretty fast. It doesn't have bad stamina, especially for going faster, but, you know, pretty good, pretty good. And then next, you know, last but certainly not, well, probably, you know, not the greatest of the actual horses is the white horse. Now, a majority of the player base use the black horse over the white horse because the difference is this has more stamina, that has more speed, and as I said before, if you're going full speed ahead, your stamina doesn't really matter. But we'll test how much stamina this has, if that's, you know, a deciding factor for you. Also, this only has 30 max speed, not 40, you know. Alright, you know what, to be honest, I didn't feel a stamina change. To be honest, it might just be a visual, you know, difference from the base horse. Not entirely sure. Alright, next up is the carriages, though. Actually, before we go into the carriages, these two horses, you need to be the rank of Sergeant, I believe, to actually buy them. And they cost GP, which I'll go over in a moment. Black horse, I did not... the gas carriage. It's a carriage that can carry 20,000 units of gas. That's about it. It can be killed by titans and all that. Pretty simple. Same with the blades carriage. It's a carriage that can carry 80 units of blades, 80 blades, 80 pairs. You know, pretty average. The cannon carriage, though, we'll save this for last. Okay. Now the straw carriage is kind of useful. I don't see many people carry it though. See, it has this box. You deploy it, and then once a Titan shifter is in front of it, like let's say the female Titan, it shoots off at it. Remember, this is what they used in the anime. Pretty sick. Okay, and then back to the cannon carriage. Now the cannon carriage is the only way I'm able to show off how cannons work in this practice mode, because there's no wall-mounted cannons, but in some of the districts there are cannons on the walls. It's just not a lot of them, to be honest. There's like 2-3 stages that have wall-mounted cannons. So, ground cannon. I've never seen this before today, but it's pretty neat. So you can press Q and E to move it. It's Q for backwards and E to move forwards. On the wall cannons, it's Q to move left and E to move right. Then it's click to go into, you know, aiming mode. It's W and S to look up and down. On the wall cannons, you can press T and make it go all the way down, like look all the way down. But not for this one, you know, of course. Then it's A and a D to look side to side, just like the wall-mounted cannon. Then if you press F, it fires. Then it's R to reload. Pretty simple. Now, one last cool thing with the carriages is that if you press U while driving, it puts a thing on here, so you can either conceal what you're carrying on your carriage or who is on your carriage. It's like, say if there's like a warrior back there, and you're also a warrior, and you want to stash them without anyone thinking it's suspicious that you have you know, 200 people on your car, as well as you being hooded, you know. But next up is ranks. That's what we talk about next. You start at enlisted, you go to corporal, I believe, and then you go to sergeant, lieutenant, and then finally captain. You don't get much at anything other than sergeant, but yeah, you get a red name when you're captain. Like, look in chat, see. Pretty neat, but that's about it. You also get a death message. Like, if you were to die, it would say like, captain, your username has died. Pretty neat. I mean, that's about it for the ranks. Next up is GP and SP. Now, GP is actually not used for all that much. You can use it to buy musket and spike net, as well as the horses, you know. You can also use it to bid for the Titan shifters. When you get into the main campaign, there's going to be, you know, usually there's going to be slots for the 3 warrior titans: the female titan, the colossal titan, and the armored titan. You and the other players bid against each other to see who becomes it, and then, you know, you get to be a warrior. Pretty simple, right? But other than that, you spend on the horses and a musket and a spike net. Now, the spike net is the only thing that actually is useful. The gift in there, by the way, is for, you know, the holiday event. This it can stop titans and I believe shifters pretty well. That's about it. Next is the musket. Now, if you come up here, we can. You take it out. You press F, and then click. And you can press R to reload. You only get 10 bullets. The reloading takes forever because it's a musket. It's not really that good. That's about it for GP. You get it from killing titans, pushing forward objectives. So, like, say there's a base over here that needs to be built. If you're standing on the base, then you'll get GP, as well as progression to the next rank. And that's, you know, about it from that. And then you get it from force shifting and human kills as well. If I didn't already say Titan kills, then you get it from that. Pretty simple to get. As a warrior, if you win the stage, or if you win a certain arc, it gives you more. I believe it's 5,000 GP for the first arc, it's 10,000 for the second, and then for the last one it's 15,000, pretty sure. Not entirely sure though, so you'd have to look that up on your own if you really care about GP that much. The next thing is SP. You get that from human kills, you might get it from force shifting, but I haven't force shifted someone in a long time because I haven't really played the main campaign, to be honest. I've been waiting for new stages to come out. But you get it from human kills as well as 2 Titan kills. So say if I kill a Titan, it'll give me some GP, and the next one is going to give me SP. It's every other Titan kill. Sometimes, I mean, in the past there's been, to my knowledge, 1 event that's made it every Titan kill. You get 2 SP, but that's only once from, you know, as far as I can tell. I believe that's the only way to get SP. Next up is skills and upgrades. We'll go over skills first because they're more useful. Impulse, you unlock it for 3 skill points. You press W 3 times really fast and you get launched. Next up, dodge, you click S twice. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's based on your camera view, so if I was looking this way, it'd launch me that way. Yeah, sure. These both have pretty cool low cooldowns, as you can see, especially dodge. Like, you can use it with the same airtime. Next up, arm cut. Now, this you are never going to use in practical use, so don't like think of unlocking it quick. So, like, if I come over here, hold on. Look at that. I looped around the Titan and I chopped his arm off. Really useful for 4 skill points. Next up is blade throw, which is a lot more useful for PvP. You can throw your set of blades, and it's a blade throw. You know, pretty simple. Good for PvP though, because it's pretty. You'd have to spam your M1 if you want to counter it, as well as it does like 120 damage base. Super jump, you press N, you jump up with your gas. Pretty simple. Hand cut, hold up. Press M and you cut out of the Titan's hand. It will break your current set of blades no matter how much durability they have, which is a plus thing if you have low durability, but kind of a bad thing if you don't have, if you've got max durability. So, you know. Actually, now's the perfect time. Medkit, you get 6 charges per stage. You can hold H to heal yourself and others. It heals 30, it heals 30 at most, and you know, just use it if you've got more than 30 health or just 30 health missing. It's not worth it to heal with like for 5 HP. You only get 6 of these per, you know, per stage. Last but not least, well, couldn't be least, Ham Cutter Mark II. As far as I'm aware, it's not really a Mark II, it's just an extra use of the move, because you can't like cut out of a Titan's mouth. You can only I'm pretty sure it's just the hand. So you press M twice and you cut out the hands with a fancy animation. That's it for skills. Next up is upgrades. Upgrades, gas efficiency, use less gas. So when you're doing everything that requires gas to do, you use less of it while doing. Or, you know, when doing. Blades efficiency. It makes your blades, well, more efficient. You can slice more. I didn't mean to upgrade that. Do keep in mind this will damage your blades because it doubles the durability when fully upgraded. So like if you saw, my blade durability went down because I kind of just gained more. It's kind of weird. But you know. Next, mental strength. Don't upgrade that. It'll be the last thing you upgrade, because when people die near you, you start going insane. You'll see down in the bottom right. You'll see a percentage. I believe the higher that percentage is, the worse it is. It might also be the lower percentage, but your screen gets shaky. You put your ears, your hands on your ears. You can't see anything. It's all dark. It's really bad. Just, you know, hope you don't get a bad lobby. Attack speed. Now, 3 attack speed is meta for something. It's good. So if you're trying to do a meta build for like PvP, I suppose, I don't know, then you'd want to do 3 instead of 4. But 4, you get this cool animation when you swing. So which one's really worth it? Next up, max health. It gives 25 per. You only need 7 if you want to survive Titan bites because they deal 50 per tick, but yeah, no, you just need 7, but you know, if you're trying to do anything really, you want 300. Running speed increases. As you've been saying, I've been running around and it just increased by a lot. Hook's range, very important upgrade. I get this after health. It's, you know, really important. Look at how far I can grapple. Like if I was, if like let's say I was out here and I was trying to grapple back, I probably couldn't normally hit that grapple if I didn't have those upgrades. So a really important upgrade to get. It's also really good for PvP because if you can outrange your opponent, then you know they're cooked. All right, next we have. I'm gonna take down a couple of these guys real quick. Oh yeah, while I'm doing this, let me just say something. Skill points have one more usage. They have, for 50 skill points, I believe only at captain rank, you, though I, you know, haven't tested it, I'm not really the greatest at this game, but only at captain rank you can spend 50 skill points by pressing the 0 key to go into Ackerman Rage mode. It has music with it, but I have music muted. In the bottom right, you'll see a timer. That's how much time you have in this state. Now, this gives you, you can use your skills twice before they go on cooldown instead of just once. You get health back from attacking Titans. So like if I cut a Titan's eyes, I would get health from that. All of your hits are critical hits, which is basically normally just have to go super fast, and then you get critical hits. You can do a lot of damage, especially for like PvP and stuff. I believe that's all you need to know. Well, you also get this cool eye trail, and your slashes at stage 4 of attack speed become red. You also get this thing around your screen. Now, to actually engage Titans, there's multiple ways to engage Titans, but I'd recommend to not orbit. So like, you see, I'm orbiting the Titan, I get grabbed. Mostly because I'm a robot, but like, you know, if I'm to orbit, then I'm probably not going to have enough velocity to kill the Titan. The best way to stun a Titan so that you don't have to orbit is to hit its eyes. So you hit the eyes, you come around here, and you slash the nape. You hit the eyes, you hook onto the snape. Remember to boost when you're gonna hit a part. Your gas doesn't matter all too much unless you're on certain expeditions or at Utgard, which is stage 8. You're not gonna run out. Now, what I used to do is I used to cut the legs. This is very bad. Do not ever cut the legs, okay? Because if there's more than one Titan, you're gonna get stumped by the others. It also uses more blade durability because you have to cut 2 things instead of just 1, and it's really not worth it just to make them fully stop instead of, you know, moving while stomping. Most of the time you want them moving while stomping so you can get the grapple around easier anyway. You probably can go to, you probably can orbit if you're better, but I wouldn't recommend it. Alright, our Ackerman is worn off, and you can see it leaves you at 10 HP. I believe it used to leave you at 5 HP, but I suppose they must have changed that. That's about all you need to know for Titan engagement, to be honest. Shifter engagement will be in a later video. Now, one last thing I will go over is some practice mode specific commands. Now you get told these, but I'm just gonna put them here so I can, you know, time. Attack, AT gives you the attack Titan, AR gives you the armor Titan, JA gives you the Jaws Titan, FE gives you the female Titan, and CO gives you the Colossal Titan. Those are the only 5 Titans, 9 Titan shifters in the game right now. Pretty cool. You can do /SP, like a trillion gives you a trillion SP, GP a gazillion, it gives you a gazillion GP, however much you know you put in there. If you do /mastery, it gives you the mastery level, which I'll go over in the Titan shifter video. That's basically all you need to know about all the basics. So if you're gonna be a grunt, you know, killing Titans, that's about it. You know, not killing people or shifters, or, you know, whatever, you know, tight into your name, like you press P, you're not gonna shift, okay? You're run. This is the guide, okay? That's how to be that. Other guides for everything else are gonna come out soon. Bye!